Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you for joining. I don't think Amrita needs a introduction anymore because I think this is the fifth or sixth session we are conducting with Amrita. Uh, Again, the people who have missed, Amrita is just head of learning and development for Sundaram Mutual Fund. She's in the industry from long time, and her passion is training, which we have understood in the last couple of sessions. The kind of sessions she has created for us, especially for us, and made us understand. And we have a very sexy boy, Mr. Kumar Utsav Singh, is looking very handsome today with Sundaram. Okay, and I know everybody knows Utsav also. He is taking care of Sundaram Mutual Fund sales for AP Telangana, and now I think one more state is added to it. I don't remember which state. Uh, Welcome, Utsav. Welcome, Amrita. Utsav, wait a second. You cannot unmute. I just make you a co-host. Then you can unmute yourself. Yeah, Utsav, you can unmute now.
Thank you so much, sir. So, new market that has been added to me is Chhattisgarh. Just to give you an update.
We can't hear you.
Chhattisgarh is the market that they have added to me.
Okay. I think there's a little bit of voice clarity disturbance. Okay.
Sir, I think Chhattisgarh is the market that has been
Yeah,
added.
yeah. Chhattisgarh. Done. Got it. Okay. So a long distance for you. Guys, before we even start this session, what is this session about? We and Amrita have created one small poll, okay, wherein you will get a just brief or gist of what is this session about. I'm just going to launch a poll now. Let's keep this very interactive, and guys, can you see the poll right now? Okay, can you just start the voting? So this will make you understand what is the gist of this entire session, what it is. It's a two series session. Okay. The question which is on the screen, it says that how do you currently approach most of your sales meetings? The first one is I'll jump straight to the product. Okay. Second is I first try to understand the client. Third is I follow a process, but inconsistently. If you ask me as a Kapil Kishore, I do follow a process, but it becomes inconsistent. Okay. I don't really follow a structured method. Fourth is more of me. Okay. Every time I try to follow up some structured method, every time I do some pre-sales, sir, ye bataunga, this will talk, this I'll talk, this will the process. But end of the day, when we actually go and meet the client, it becomes totally absurd and we forget about the process and we jump into some other things and then later on to the product. Okay, so 79% people are saying I first try to understand the client, which is a very good proposition. 11% are like me. I don't really follow a structured method. The 8% people are saying I follow process but inconsistently, and only 0% have said that I've jumped straight to the product. We have more than 106 people, out of which already 51% participants have posted. 60 people have posted the polls. Amrita, you can see the poll, right?
I can see it. Yes, I can. Yeah.
Should I end the poll, Amrita?
Yeah, I think we can probably, maybe a few more seconds and then you can definitely.
Okay, 60% people have answered.
That's fantastic, in fact, that a lot of people are, participating. Yeah. I think we can end the poll, no problem. Yeah.
I've ended the poll. So the result says 84% first try to understand the client, 10% don't really follow a structured method, and 6% follow a process but inconsistently. And nobody just straight jumps to the product. So
I think that's fantastic. If you're understanding your client, and then some process you're following. Yeah, that is actually making our job of teaching easier in that way. Yes.
Okay. Amrita, shall I pose the second one? What percentage?
Yes, please.
Okay. Guys, this is a interesting question. Okay. The second question. Do you use a value proposition in your client pitch? Okay. The first answer is yes, always. Second one is sometimes. And third one is, I have absolutely no idea what value proposition is. Okay. Be honest. Oh, 30% people already say that they have no clue what is value proposition. मुझे भी नहीं पता, to be frank. Okay. 26% sometimes say yes, and around 40% are saying that yes, always. Oh, this is brilliant. Already 51 people, 60 people have answered the poll in a fraction of 30 seconds. What is
That's
KBC ka
fantastic.
round or what? Everybody is ready with the poll answer. Oh, 68 people have answered already. 69. अमृता, ऐसा लग रहा है कौन बनेगा करोड़पति चल रहा है फास्ट फास्ट. Chhattisgarh, nice place. So 70 people have answered. Shall I stop the poll?
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. 38% have said yes, always they share a value proposition with the client. 35% have no clue absolutely what is value proposition, and 28% have told that sometimes they share the value proposition.
Okay.
Okay,
Which means
and
that some of them know what is value proposition at least. Yeah.
yeah, and one last poll before we launch the session.
Sure. No, the polls are very, very interesting. I was telling Utsav also. Kudos to, in fact, while Kapil has been kind enough to also give me credit for the poll questions, the entire brainchild behind the poll questions has been Kapil. And he has, put in a lot of effort to create, the quality of questions, and therefore we are getting good interactivity.
Exactly, it took 40 seconds. That is the beauty of AI.
Yeah.
The last question says, what percentage of your clients generate 80% of your revenue? Guys, this is a very important question. Some people would have absolutely no idea because they don't track the revenue from which client it is getting. Okay, 13% are saying I don't know. Less than 20% are say less than the answers are I don't know. Second is less than 20% of my clients are giving 80% of my business. Third is around 20% are giving me 80% of the revenue. And the fourth is around more than 50% of my clients are giving me 80% of the revenue. Okay, this is a very important poll. If you have not analyzed what is your revenue, then just answer I don't know. It is a very important thing. I think brokerage, we have a special feature in our brokerage section where you can analyze client-wise, family-wise brokerage which you receive. Okay, even fund-wise brokerage which you are receiving. You can absolutely, every partner should log into the system and check client-wise brokerage. He will have a clear understanding what kind of a money he is making from that client, which client, so that he can prioritize the clients in that way. Okay, over 70 people have answered out of 130. Should I end the poll?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay. The poll says around 20%, around 37% of the people, 20% of clients are giving 80% of revenue. And for 26% of the people, less than 20% clients are giving more than 80% revenue. And for 13% clients, more than 50% clients are giving them 80% revenue.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the end of the polls. Guys, this session will be a two-series session. In the first, it will be split into two parts. We'll be continuing in 2 weeks. First half will be today, and the second half will be the next week, or whichever days availability of everyone. So, Amrita, over to you, because it's a lengthy topic. I can't, summarize in a second.
No problem.
Okay.
But thank you so much for running the poll, and once again, collaborating with Sundaram for organizing this training session. We had a lot of discussion back and forth. And, it was your idea to break it up into two parts, and, so that the concepts are well understood and we practice it. So with that, without further ado, let me also share my screen, and kindly let me know if my screen is visible to all. Yeah.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So So, very good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Kapil, for partnering with Sundaram, for conducting and being one of the biggest contributor and brainchild behind this topic. And I couldn't thank you enough for, once again, and another blockbuster collaboration. So the topic is that how do we sell smart? How do we win big? And it is a two-part series because we want to be masters of the game that we are playing, and we want to play it really well. So obviously, nothing like getting a lot of insights the moment we go out in the field and meet a lot of investors. It is our hard work that makes us become smart workers, and we learn a lot being on the field. However, there are certain good books that are there out there. You can easily find them on Amazon, or if you can get, catch hold of a nice book, a PDF book also. I would not say that please rely on one book for and just think about one book and make it, as your source of inspiration. Especially when it comes to selling, you must have multiple books. So with that being said, this particular program is inspired by obviously a lot of ground level work that has been done, a lot of field work that has been done, and also from certain books like Ultimate Sales Machine, Start with Why, Challenger Sales, and one of my favorites is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. So this particular slide that I'm showing, it is from a book called Challenger Sales. And earlier it was thought that, selling this kind of a challenger sales works very well in developed countries. But not many people understand and value the fact that India is also emerging very well. And all you financial advisors are doing a stupendous job in terms of empowering your investors' knowledge. So, in fact, Gartner did a study or they did a survey. They asked investors and clients that what makes you buy a product or what makes you invest into a scheme. Is it the company's brand and reputation? Is it the kind of product that you're investing, the kind of performance it has given? Or is it you feel that, the price was good, the NAV was good, and that is why I invested, or I got good dividends, that is why I invested. So there could be multiple reasons which led to an investment decision for the investor, and for you, it is a sale. Now, one of the biggest thing that came out is 53% of investors said that what is that experience that was created by the financial advisor? What was that experience that was created by the mutual fund distributor? We are looking for perspectives. We want insights. For us, our financial advisor is like a mentor. So we want alternatives, we want guidance, we want to avoid making mistakes. The person should be easier to deal with. So easier to deal with, easier to person, if you're very accessible or you have good amount of access to your investors and you give good insights, I believe that drives 53% of your persuasion abilities to persuade your client to invest. Having said that, it's a two-part series. The idea is that you should work hard, but along with that, complement it with some smart work. So we will look at 80-20 principle and what qualifies who qualifies as your good customer, who qualifies as your good investor. So we will look at the essence of working smart. When you are asked by a prospective investor that what do you do, what kind of an answer you give, and that answer is very important because that is your value proposition statement. So we'll understand what is value proposition statement. So selling, as I've said, don't rely on one book, but keep on reading about if different types of books, different types of ideologies, and also if you can catch hold of a good blog, a good lecture, hear them out. The idea is not to believe everything, but validate it, think about it, and there could be something we can learn from somewhere. So the selling framework, we will look at how do you establish rapport, how do you ask good questions. We look at this TTT framework. What is this TTT? This is basically, it's not Tirumala, Tirupati, Devasthalam. It is basically TTTs, teach, train, and take control. So what is this TTT? Again, from Challenger Sales, we will look at it. And fabbing technique. So it's not faffing technique, it's fabbing, which is feature, advantage, benefit. So in this part, we will look at all of this. Please understand, there are these a couple of things we will consider. And in the next part, whenever it happens, one of my current favorite books is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He was an FBI negotiator. So he was actually negotiating with terrorists, kidnappers, hostage takers. And there it is either death or either rescue. And he has given some wonderful objection handling techniques. And that's what we will look at in the part two. How to close a sale, how to handle objection, there is something called decoding RAS, how do you adhere to the sales process, etc. So let's focus on part one. And the part one is framing your value proposition statement, the broad selling framework, and working smart. So working smart is basically, let me ask you a question. While there were wonderful, thoughtful questions given by Kapil in the format of a poll, you can also use the chat box and place your answer. What do you mean by 80-20 principle? I'm sure you would have heard about it. It's also called the Pareto's principle. So what is it? It's a concept that suggests that roughly dash percent of your result comes from dash percent of your effort. So what percentage of your results comes from what percentage of your cause or data or inputs? So what is that principle? 80-20, what does it indicate? And if you can use the chat box and let me know, it will be immensely beneficial. So somebody says it's 20% of clients contribute, rest 80%. Sakshi also says it's option one. Vijender also says it's option one. Faisal, Oliver are all gravitating and wonderful. Natrasu is also saying it's option one. Wonderful. You're making the program very, very interactive. I deeply appreciate it. Great. So I'm getting barrage of responses. So yes. So what do you mean by 80% of results and 20% of inputs? Is that this was given by Pareto, Wilfredo Pareto, where he said that 80% of land in Italy was owned by 20% of people. So we always see that, 80% of wealth of a nation might be held by 10-15% of people. So 80-20 principle tells that, you have to be very strategic. You have to identify those 20, those critical things that will create maximum impact for your work. So say, for example, even in businesses, you would have seen that 20% of clients actually contribute 80% of revenue. Or 20% of your task, we get up in the morning, we scroll social media, we might think, we might have some vague plan or some plan as to how our day will pan out, but it is your 20% of your critical activities that will drive 80% of your results. So similarly, a lot of wealth in the country or in the world is held by selected few people. So does not mean we need not be fixated on that 20% number. It could be 15, it could be 10, it could be 30 also. So there is a nice book called the 80-20 principle. You may want to read that also. But the idea is we need to work smart. So while it is important to have good spread of investors, so let me ask you a question. You may use the chat box and place your answers. That what is the number of clients you manage? Is it 100? Is it 50? Is it 200? Is it 500? If you think it is 100, please write that using the chat box. If you think it is 500, whatever is that number. If you want to use the chat box and give some answer, it will be helpful to us. So what is that number that you're managing? So I'm getting a lot of responses. Girish says it's 100. Avinash says it's 120. I'm getting 250, 200. 250, 200, they are huge numbers, right? So while you might have this fantastic spread, and I'm glad that you all have 250, 200 clients, but is it possible to have close relationship and very good rapport and bonding with all the 200, 250 clients? So while it is good to have a great spread, good mix of clients, which is HNI, retail, retired, in terms of demography, you can have clients from different sectors, different industries. But please channelize your effort where you get the maximum investment, maximum bang for bucks. So therefore, You have to make a list of your critical clients. Those critical clients can be called dream clients or important investors, whatever you can name it. So, who's your dream clients? Who are your dream 100? They can be existing, they can be prospective. So, you just like we have a mantra, right? Just like we have a Gayatri mantra. The mantra for you is that my best clients are those clients who will respond faster, invest more, invest frequently. So that means a good client is a person who's responsive, who picks up your call, who gives you an appointment, who opens his door. A better client is a client who will invest faster, who will invest more, who will invest frequently. So the point is that we might have 250 clients, but if somebody who's not investing frequently or not is unresponsive, or is taking is like an energy vampire, he's taking a lot of your energy, but it is not translating into any outcome, then he's not your category A client. He's your category C client or a D client. You have to categorize your investors. So again, who's your dream investor? Somebody who's who gives you a lot of equity investments, a lot of hybrid investments, so he's profitable. Somebody who's easier to convince, somebody who's joyous to work with, nice to work with, but just a nicety is not important. Nice to work with and profitable, nice to work with and easy to sell. So it should not be just one factor, at least it should be two factors. Not all talks gives you business. Invest more. So invest more, invest faster, invest frequently or repeatedly. So invest more, invest faster, invest repeatedly. These are your Pareto principle oriented basis, your 20% of investors. So if you have 250, figure out those people. At least to qualify a good client opens the door for me, talks very well, but that is just the scraping the tip of the iceberg. Most importantly, he should be investing faster, he should be investing more, he should be investing frequently, he should be easier to sell. So out of those clients, when you segregate, and if you have anything else also, do you have anything else you want to write it down? Please use the chat box and please place it. As much as we would like to give you insights, if you do have insights from your end, please feel free to share those using the chat box. So, is there anything else? And if it is so, please use the chat box and let us know. So gives references. So Vishakha says gives references. Yes, you can say trusts you more. Very good. So gives references, trusts you more. These are some of the responses that has come in, and glad that they're all easier to understand. Patient investor, good wavelength. Yeah. So I think gives references is also a very good a good thing. Trusts you is there. A good wavelength. Great. So I think references is a profitable proposition because if he gives you references, it's you are meeting more people, he's opening the doors for you. So all these kind of clients are your category A. These are the people you should be meeting a lot more, engaging a lot more, contact them a lot more, because these are the people where you put in a lot of effort. You have to travel 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers. There's a lot of energy being expended with the summers coming into the picture. So you want that all your effort and hard work should be directed. So please do this categorization. So sales begins with categorizing your investors, your clientele as category A, category B, category C. Category A being your most profitable investors, your dream investors, your critical investors, whom you should be engaging more. And if I say engaging more, at least calling them once in a week, at least meeting them once in a month. B category is one such investor whom you can meet maybe once in a quarter. And C category is one such investor you can meet him once in 6 months. So when you spread out, if you are a one-man army, you are also saving your energy, you're focusing all your efforts in the right place. Now we were talking about existing clients. Even for prospective clients, that should be the mantra. The person should save, should invest more, should invest faster, should invest repeatedly, right? He should give me references. He should at least open the door and give me something. So where do you find your dream buyers? Do you think that there could be some contact in your own mobile phone whom you have not contacted? Can you search your wallet? Sometimes we get business cards, we put it in our wallet or in some folder or somewhere. Do you think you will get there? Do you think, do you have a CRM? Like nowadays, a lot of people are using Zoho, or you might have a Red Vision software there. They come with a CRM capability also, where you can write. It's like your digital diary. You write that this day I met this investor, this is his birth date, this is his anniversary date. So on those days, a pop-up will come that your client's birthday has come in, your client's anniversary has come in. It gives you a full record of, who that investor is, what kind of background he has, because it's like your digital diary. So will that give you references? Where do you find your dream investors? So please again use the chat box and give your answers.
Amrita, Prudent provides all these in their existing login.
Okay. They provide. So yes, Prudent provides all this in your existing login. My bad. Yes. So
Even in it sync to their mobile also the calendar. They
then
can get the alert
fantastic.
of their birthdays.
Yeah. So if
Clients'
there
birthday.
is great. So, Kishore made a very good, Kapil made a very good statement that it is all there in your Prudent card. So, Prudent is quite technology led. So, you're getting all of that. So, I need not name third party softwares also. So, yes, mobile is one place to get. Great. So, I think a Prudent CRM will help you. Everything helps. Please dig in your mobile phone itself. You might find some numbers. This is what one of the advisors told me, that he meets a lot of people, they exchange numbers also, and the conversation ended on a very nice note, and then they forgot to be in touch. So it could be a time to at least call up and talk to them, if talk with them and start from where you all left, and try to at least form a rapport. So anything, a business card, a visiting card, your Prudent CRM software, referrals. But once you meet a person, it can be a big investor. But always remember, if he's investing more, if he's trusting me more, if he's giving me reference, he's easier to sell. Those are your comfort clients, and then they can be your dream clients. Now, you could also look at, so there could be investors who are following you on social media also. It's not necessarily that we follow people, people also follow us. Now, they are not just numbers, the 5 followers, 10 followers, 100 followers. There is a human being behind that number. So those are also your fertile ground to look at, prospective investors. And you can always use social media to connect and keep I like if your dream client, if you think that my dream client is somebody who gives me 10 crores, I want an investor who can at least give me 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs or 1 crore. Then keep an eye on what are the companies that are there in your city, and are they raising capital, or if some promoter has sold their company, they might be sitting with lots of money. So can you connect with them on social media, and from there can you build some connection, some rapport with them, and take it forward. So I'll just tell quickly that even I feel that LinkedIn is very underrated, because LinkedIn actually gives you a tool. Let me see if I have LinkedIn. When you go to LinkedIn and search for, say, a marketing manager, marketing specialist in Hyderabad, in Hyderabad. So you will get those leads. So one, you can see, you can find a lot of people. So try to read their profile, what they are, and try to at least connect with them. The idea is not to sell immediately, but to connect. But sometimes the search pane of LinkedIn may not work that well. A lot of people use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but it comes with 3,000 rupees per month ka charge. But LinkedIn ka search tool also gives you ways to connect with people. And the other nice tool, which is called LinkedIn X-ray Search, recruitmentgeek.com. I think this is a wonderful tool. You can actually have a look at it. This is also, I mean, we look at references. You would have heard a lot of sales talks around how to get clients through references, etc. But this recruitmentgeek.com, and let me post it on the chat box. Sometimes what happens is that LinkedIn search window does not work. So this is another place where you actually write that I'm looking for, some founder of a startup in whatever is your city, say in Hyderabad itself, and you will get lot of leads here. So these are ways to get leads, unconventional ways. So there is some J. Chaudhary, there is some Vamshi Kurupati, there is Sriram Reddy, Confluence, and please connect with them. There are multiple AI tools which will help you write a wonderful custom note also. But don't sell immediately. Connect with them, like couple of their articles, be in touch, and maybe once once they notice you that you're following them, eventually probably you can DM them. But again, this is a very good tool you can look at. A lot of people also use another tool called D7 Lead Finder. So I'm just giving these names. Please explore these names. And what is this D7 lead finder? Is that it is a great platform, and but it is charged just like your LinkedIn sales. But the beauty about LinkedIn Sales Navigator is it will tell you, these are the investors in this zone looking for mutual fund, follow mutual fund hashtag. The LinkedIn Sales Navigator will help you write nice script. It also comes with some price tag of 3,000 rupees per month ka subscription. D7 also comes, but it is also good. You can put anything. You can put here like you can put like lawyers or say doctors, write your city, say the city, you can mention it here as select a city, let's put it as Chennai, and it gives you a lot more other things to do it and get leads, and it will give you a lot of leads. And the only thing you have to log in here, and it gives you a lot of leads. If you look at its plan and all, you can get their social media profiles, and connect with them on social media. You get 3,500 daily leads. You can write to them some nice customized letter, etc. So as I've said, couple of things: Recruitment Geek, D7 Lead Finder, and Sales Navigator. D7 Lead and Sales Navigator are paid tools, but please connect. The idea is not to sell immediately. You are connecting with them. You are building some connection, some friendship, and later on, that friendship, that connection, and you share with them insights, like their post, be in touch with them, and then eventually over a period of time try seeking an appointment. But be it prospective investors or existing investors, the mantra is, I will go after only those people who invest faster, invest repeatedly, are easier to convince, give you appointments immediately. So those are the people. Do not waste your time with people who are not that responsive. So we are not here to, sales is not about winning. We have to take no for an answer. We lose a lot, but it's okay. You have to sprite back again, and the show must go on. So I'll take a quick pause. I hope whatever I'm saying is making sense. If you can just let me know, then I will proceed further. Is it all making sense? Vijay Kumar says, yeah, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Great. Now assume you're meeting your dream client, right? It could be actor Chiranjeevi. It could be Sachin Tendulkar. Say, it could be, somebody very, very famous, right? Say Sunita Williams herself, she's back from space, you're meeting, she's come to Chennai or she's come to India, and you're meeting her in an escalator or in an elevator or lift, and she asks you, hey, hi, how are you, what do you do, tell me about your company. And many a times the way we introduce ourselves is, which is fine, कि I'm a relationship manager, I am a entrepreneur, I am the CEO of a financial services company, I am head of this, head of that. We focus a lot on what we do, which is our designation. And many a times, 90% of times, investors are bored. It does not create that impact, right? Why? Because, the what is what your designations, each of our designation, there are hundreds of head of training and development. There are hundreds of heads of sales. There are hundreds of lakhs and lakhs of entrepreneurs. So people don't buy what you offer. People are actually looking at your purpose, your why. So your why, your purpose, why you offer what you offer is very, very important. So usually, let me show a video if I have. This is from Simon Sinek. Please let me know. It is the golden circle theory. So here I will keep quiet and let the person who coined this word go, focus on your why. Start with why, the golden circle theory. When somebody asks you what you do, don't give the answer out. I am a mutual fund distributor and this is the kind of products I deal with. That is your what. Before that what, you can't give your definition that I am a mutual fund distributor, but people look at me as a socially responsible mutual fund distributor. And for me, what I do is, and focus, you say what, but you're focusing on why. So let me share a short video. It's a 5 minutes video, but Simon Sinek has done an outstanding job in explaining him. So let me share that video to explain what he's saying. Please let me know if the audio is visible or is audible or not, it's proper or not. And the first 2-3 minutes, his audio level is lesser, but later on it becomes better.
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Great. Thanks, Kapil.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat screen TVs. They've been making flat screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. And Dell came out with MP3 players and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products, and nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. You know, sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and your figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right. Because the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language. And the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart, or you're leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you, those aren't other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language. But if you don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how will you ever get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal?
So I just wanted to understand, did you get, what Simon Sinek is trying to convey? If you have understood in this video what he's trying to convey, please let me know using the chat box. Yes, I got a little bit hang about, what is he trying to say? He's focusing more on why, whatever, yes, no, a bit of hang about it. Please let me know using the chat box, and then I'll explain what exactly he means by focusing on the why of your service rather than what of your service. So Mukund says it's amazing. Vishaka says some. Divya says yes. Why is more important than what? If you can debrief, not understood, not exactly. Purpose is more important. So great. I just wanted to know whether this video made sense or not. Why it is more important. I can't understand why what he was trying to say. Yes, when we introduce with why, people are more tell us why are you a different advisor. People usually invest in gold, so please do give the difference. Great, I'm happy, the fact that a lot of you could understand what he's saying, and some of you needed clarity, and that's why I'm there for. So this has always inspired me, the golden circle theory, and you could do a YouTube search, golden circle theory by Simon Sinek. He's explained. It's a wonderful 27-25 minutes video, and it's not going to consume too much of our time, but he makes quite a lot of sense. So what he's saying is that when Apple launches any product, a lot of us close our eyes and buy that product. It could be an iPhone, it could be an iPad, it could be even, they coming out with a subscription model in terms of video streaming, etc. We are very receptive to Apple because we are not associating that brand with only manufacturing computers and laptops and phones. So the reason why we are more receptive towards buying a lot of things from Apple is that, just a second. Yeah. Is because they are let me skip this. So basically, their value proposition is that we are looking at creating something that is challenging the current scenario. We want to create something which is very innovative, which challenges the status quo, which the product should be beautifully designed, they should be simple to use. We just happen to make good computers. So tomorrow, if Apple decides that they're going to come with potato chips or with shampoo and conditioner, we might still buy it because it's the brand Apple. So your brand or whatever you are, should uh, convey your purpose. So when we say that Prudent has a lot of what's, the wide range of products. It could be MF products, insurance, stocks, bonds, etc. Now, well, there are 2 lakh, 3 lakh ARN holders in India, which also have exactly the same product profile. Now, if you're looking at Prudent, Prudent does its technology led. A couple was mentioning you have a wonderful app and you get a lot of CRM capabilities in that. So, technology led research, tools, calculators, all India presence. Well, that is great. That's an advantage of Prudent. It's a one stop shop, right? So, it's an advantage. But still, there are several other players also who have that advantage. But why Prudent? The reason why Prudent is, if you visit their website, they mention that we are giving comprehensive financial services, matching investors' needs and risk appetite. If you read their statement, nowhere they are saying ki, our AUM is 5 lakh crore, 10 lakh crore, we are a big shot. They are not saying that. Or that we have hundreds and thousands of products that we are advising. They're not saying all of that. So while they might mention that they have 32,000 qualified prudent partners and 1,500 odd employees, but what is it they are saying? That we give comprehensive financial services and most importantly, matching investment aspirations. Kapil, correct me if I'm wrong, I've taken it from your website, but this is what it is. Why? Their vision. So what is your vision? What is your purpose? Because if you're going to say that I am giving financial advice, there are 2 lakh ARN holders who are giving financial advice. But if you say that I believe in creating plans that can make wealthy families over time, who doesn't want to be wealthy? A lot of people want to be wealthy. If you're going to say that, you know what, I'm a mutual fund distributor, I sell mutual funds, not at all impressive because it's very commoditized. But when you say that I actually look at ways and means where your money could be used for exigencies, emergencies, where I can channelize your money into various avenues that will fulfill your aspiration. So I create plans and I give you guidance so that your aspirations can be fulfilled. Or instead of saying that I give financial advice, I'm into mutual funds and life insurance, which 99.99% of people here say. But if you say, no, I give plans that will help you take care of your retirement days. So what is it? I give a plan. I create a plan. I empower investors to make right decisions. I empower investors to be financially independent. So search your why. It should have some active verb like I develop, I empower, I create. That is your why. Now your what can be mutual funds, stocks, insurance, health insurance, life insurance, SIF also. That's secondary. Your what's can change, but your vision and purpose is so very important. So obviously, if you're asked by somebody, what do? You please introduce yourself that, well, I am a mutual fund distributor, but my investors look at me as a financial doctor. You can also say, there was a person, a doctor a quack doctor in Bihar who saw YouTube videos and operated on a for a gallbladder surgery on a person and that person died. So giving right recommendation is like doing a financial is like a surgery. I'm a certified financial surgeon or a certified financial doctor. I'm a mutual fund advisor, but clients look at me as a financial doctor. My investors look at me as a socially responsible mutual fund distributor. Now, then tell you why. Please give your designation, mutual fund distributor, but say that clients look at you as a strategist, doctor, socially responsible mutual fund distributor. Focus on your why. You have to, it is your vision. End of the day, we all want nice commission, profits, good business. We want money to flow into our family so that we have bills and expenses to pay. But that purpose is very important. What is my objective is to serve you in the best possible way, to help you make smart choices. That itself is your why. Okay, I want to help you in every way possible on the financial world, so the realm, so that you can make smart decisions. My objective is to create plans so that people can achieve their goals, navigate life uncertainty well. That is your why. Why should have an active verb. Then comes how the way I do it is, I have subscribed first to a Prudent state of the art investment platform, research tools, all your research, review, rebalancing. We focus on research, review, rebalancing, mutual fund bonds, and that's where we lose the interest. So any person, will always, you can have 5,000 customers also. But what's very important, why is it that people are looking forward? It's the trust. It could be knowledge. It could be your selfless nature where you put the client's interest before you. That is your why. You are your brand. Your products can change. Today it is mutual funds. Tomorrow there could be mutual fund plus plus. We don't know, right? But your vision will, is something that attracts people. So that is what Simon Sinek said. Apple is not saying that we are the best Mac computer manufacturers, we are the best mobile phone manufacturers. They are saying we believe in challenging the status quo. Steve Jobs is no longer on planet Earth, but we like listening to him. Even I give Chat GPT prompts that please help me write like Steve Jobs. Why? The why is that he is a visionary. He uses storytelling. And he's a visionary. He looks at a better world. That is his why. What is your why? Your why is that you are not there to just get business from people and earn your commission. You are there because you're doing a big social service. You are making wealthy Indians. So please look at your why. I'm giving you little scripts here and there. It is your why that will attract your investors. My next question is, where will you showcase your value proposition statement? Where are you going to showcase it? Will it be there permanently locked in your mind and sometimes coming out of our mouth when people ask, what do we do? Or where can you showcase your value proposition statement? So wonderful. A lot of people are giving wonderful ideas here on the this one. I hope I'm not boring you all. You all are getting some guidance out of that.
No, Amrita, I'm just reading Oliver's, Mukun's. So nice introductions they have tried while speaking to you.
Yeah. Great. So wonderful. I think Kapil has posted something very nice. Hi, I'm a mutual fund partner with Prudent. I don't just sell funds, I help people plan their dreams um, with smart investment ideas. I guide families. So I think Kapil has written everything here. He's made it beautifully simple for all of you. So I'm reposting what Kapil has given, and I think he's given a wonderful, post here. Uh, and that's what is your why statement, right? So where will you showcase your why statement? Where are you going to put your why statement? Is it going to be only used strategically when your investor asks what do you do, or can you show it somewhere else also? So your why statement can be showcased everywhere, not only when you're introducing yourself to an investor. Do you have your why statement on your website? Do you have it on your business card? Do you have it on your social media profile, your LinkedIn, your Facebook? It should be there. So I'm just showing my LinkedIn, for just like that. I mean, just to give you some why, because I'm an educator. But rather than writing that I'm an educator, which I am, uh, you know, um, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to market myself here. Yeah. So something I've mentioned, transforming financial education through innovation, right? I might have mentioned whatever, blah, 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 visionary this, but transforming financial education through innovation. Then innovation could be content, that innovation could be whatever. So please, on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook, this is something, it need not be a 10 line paragraph. It could be one line, two lines, few words. I would say not more than 6 words, not more than 8 words, but it should catch people's attention. That is your brand. Somebody was speaking about branding. This, you are your brand. Your vision is very, very important. So what we covered, the mantra 80-20, 20%, please categorize your investors as ABC. Well, there are a lot of tools which are there, be it that Recruitment Geek or D7 Lead Finder or Sales Navigator, blah, 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 etc. Right? But be it your new client or existing client or prospective investor, please categorize. Focus where there is maximum bang for bucks. Now, the third segment, is how do you create those deep bonds? How do you add value? What is that selling framework? So, honestly speaking, there is no such selling framework. It is just ideas that I would like to share with all of you. But tell me, how do you describe the role of a mutual fund distributor? Is it convincing a client to buy a product or invest into a fund? Or is it that the role of an advisor is you turn a no into a yes? Or is it uncovering a problem and providing a solution? What is the role of an advisor? So a lot of people, Sudhir, Sudeep, Divya, Sanjay, all of you are saying, obviously, I want to understand what is my client's need and then give a solution. Now, this is basically consultative selling. So yes, you should, like, if we go to a doctor and a dentist, and a dentist without even asking us questions says, okay, I will do a surgery for you. You will be shocked and flabbergasted ki why he is telling without asking me anything. He straight away send me to the operation theater. So yes, you have to ask questions, which is very important. And basis whatever client gives you his inputs, this gives you some base to decide what kind of right product or guidance I can provide to my investor. So asking questions, understanding the client's needs and problems and issues, and then giving a solution is a classical consultative selling approach. But I feel that investors should also not only look at consultative selling, they should be sales. What is challenger sales? These are all big words I'm throwing, but as much big they sound, they're very easy to understand. And I'm sure a lot of you would be doing, but we are labeling those selling techniques today in this particular session. So number one, nobody likes to deal with a grumpy advisor. Humility is very important. Which kind of celebrities we like? We like celebrities whether they are humble in their real life or not, but they showcase humility to the outside world. So we all like people who are down to earth, easy to deal with. So number one quality one should have is, being a nice person to deal with, right? A jolly person to deal with. You have to establish good rapport, right? You have to ask good questions. There is no other way out. You have to ask good questions. Then comes the TTT. What is this triple T? Teach, tailor, and take control. I'll explain what is teach, tailor, and take control when we reach there. And then the fabbing technique. People are not bothered about, you should always look at how this, whatever I'm suggesting, it is all goal based. But even if it is goal based, how will it benefit the investor? Focus on the benefit. And there is a three magic words in sales. What is that? I will explain. So, in the book called Ultimate Sales Machine, there's a wonderful line. Ki, if you're friends with your investors, it is very hard for another advisor to take it away. So, please establish good friendships. So, I remember I could save some 6 lakhs rupees for my company because my boss told me, Amrita, whatever you're proposing is very expensive. You have to cut the cost. Now, I was able to cut the cost because the person whom I was, in touch with for one project became eventually my friend. So because she didn't want to ruin the relationship with me, I was able to get some discount in one costing project. So friendship definitely works, and establishing rapport very much works. And for establishing rapport, we have to use liking principle. It's not we have to fake liking, but there are certain things. If we love our job, automatically we'll do something that makes the investor like us. Anywhere, the concept of active listening. Even when I'm reading this book by this FBI negotiator, he says that nothing like listening. If you listen to a kidnapper also, no, the kidnapper will release all the hostages. So active listening, what is active before listening, we will look at it. Use your investor's name often. So in the book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, you would have read that book, and it's not that expensive also. He says that one thing, everybody likes their name. So use the person's name quite often. And small things, it could be a small birthday greeting, it could be, anniversary wishes. Please be attention to detail. So liking, I covered it extensively when I did this session called Art of Influencing. is that how much ever we want to go straight into business ki why Trump is what is Trump has paused some tariff in some countries, his main focus is China, what how does that impact our markets, and that is why you should look at large caps now or hybrid funds now. As much as we want to get into straight market and product talks, don't do that. The good mornings, good afternoons, definitely a nice smile on our face, definitely matters. Figure out if there is some area of similarity between you and your investor. Maybe both of you are avid readers, or you both of you are adventure seekers. So try to connect with something that is similar between you and your investor, or try to find out. Oh, sir, even I love this hobby. Even I like that, and that helps you to build a rapport. We are not here to give fake compliments, but genuinely give compliments. And you don't have to do everything in a robotic way. Even if you're helpful, you're true to your soul, you're true to your conscience, all that is all, even certain investors, like people who need a lot of hand holding, if you meet them frequently, or there is some frequency mechanism you have decided to meet certain clients, that itself is liking principle. So, do we know our investors' birthdays? Attention to small detailing. Are their anniversary dates, their family members' birthday? It could be a small greeting card, digital greeting card, a small message, even picking up the phone and talking. And that's where, if Prudent has a wonderful CRM system, make use of all these technology tools. Even understanding their hobbies. If your client loves reading books, or loves reading books on, cookery, he's a good cook, he's a good chef. How about gifting him a nice book, or forwarding him a nice YouTube video on that topic? All that, congratulating your investors. That is why I said, first start following. Social media is not going to give you client conversion immediately. Just keep on following them. If they have achieved something, put a like, congratulate them. All these are small ways, to uh, soften the behavior with you and your investor, the soften the communication between you and your investor, and all this is required. Liking is very, very important. Now, what is active listening? Listening is very important. Many a times we are listening, but we have something in our mind. We are listening to respond immediately. So, active listening is taking a 3-second pause. You read any communication book, or you read anything, people who are great communicators, they will first listen and take a 3-second pause. They make the other person speak. And in your case, your other person is an investor. So God has given us 2 ears, right, and one mouth. If they have given us 2 ears and one mouth, so might as well use our ears very well. So listen people into buying rather than talking your way out of a sale. So listening is important. And in listening, don't, most important is hear them out. The 3-second pause. Let the person speak. Just count one, two, three. Not, very visibly out, but in your mind. Resist the urge to interrupt. So active listening is this: just hear, resist the urge to interrupt, take a 3-second pause. Certain areas, if you cannot understand, ask questions. Can you please explain this again? I need some clarity on on this particular thing. If the client, the moment you are showing interest in what they are saying, and you are exhibiting that you are there to understand their needs, half of your sale is done. Even if you know all the alpha, beta, Sharp ratio, trainer ratio, market cap to GDP ratio, everything, all those you need not even use. If you just genuinely show interest and intent, that I'm here to understand what you are saying. Can you explain me this thing? The moment people see, human beings' innate desire is to control. People want control, people want safety. Everybody in this world wants safety, wants autonomy, wants control. So while you might have the control with you eventually, but if you make the other person feel very powerful, half your battle is won, half of your sale is done. I'll take a quick pause here. Kapil, is it going on fine? Is it clear? Anything else you want me to add? Please let me know. So Mukund says we are good. Okay. Yes, Mukund, you have to use as mutual fund distributor. Say I'm a mutual fund distributor. Clients look at me as a strategy, as a strategist, as a doctor, whatever, financial doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a financial doctor. So Naresh says clear and good. Can I get the PPT later? Yes, you can. Um, so again, just to reiterate, use people's name. People, if your client's name is Satish, use it. One tip is use it at the beginning, during the solution, in the end, but make it look genuine. It's not key. These are tricks that we are using. We might have 100 tricks up our sleeves, but if your intent is better, na, that energy flows faster. Now, other thing is that we should not sound like a cheesy radio advert. Ki, sir, do you want to make your returns 2x, 3x? That's not the way. And a lot of advertising and marketing emails are also done in this format. Five stocks which will double your money in 2 months. It's not going to happen, right? These are things that we should avoid because we are into market linked products, and if something gives you two times return in 6 months, it should be a shady product only. Instead, try asking good questions. So there is a nice quote by Rudyard Kipling, the author of Jungle Book, right? That I keep the company of six men, and those men are what, why, when, how, where, and who. So questions help, and good questions. So basically, more than the way to ask good questions is a technique called mirroring. Whatever the client says, pick up the last three words or most critical words, but and say that in a way that you want to understand. So if a client says, no, 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 I am very no, I'm not keen at looking at equity markets right now, very volatile, 16% it has fallen. I'm better off with FDs. So what you do is he's the last three words was better off with FDs. Just repeat that word back to him, but in a question, with a higher tone, but not in a sarcastic tone, but in a tone that you want to understand him more. So you can always nod your head and say better off than FDs. So then he will elaborate more. So what happens is that it also gives him the feeling that you are hearing him out, you are trying to understand him. So this is also another way, speaking out three words, three either the last three words or some critical words of your client's sentence, and putting it as a question. Oh, better off than FDs. Oh, markets are volatile. So that makes a client become less defensive. He opens up. So that is also, a way of questioning. The other is have some questions with you prepared, but we should not sound like a tape recorder. So whatever comes in your mind, do ask it with the best intent. That yes, I respect you, your time, your business. I just wanted to understand what your concerns are so that I can help solve them. So please, let's understand that misery loves company. Everybody wants to dump their all their tension to somebody else. It's not that you are a garbage can to take somebody else's tension, but say that, "Okay, I'm here to help you out. I respect your time, your business. Can you tell me your concerns?" Or just show them the big picture that if you were to be financially free, if you have to have all the money in the world, what will that enable you to do? So that they'll say, yeah, I want to do this, that, and that. Then how are you planning to achieve that? So this is another also way of asking question, that if you want to have all the money in the world, what will that enable you to do? So people will say something. Then you ask them the second question, how are you able to achieve that? What are your plans to achieve that? Then so basically you are having the control, but you are making the other person feel that they are the ones who are calling the shots. And open ended questions help you out with this. So, and so any problems that you are facing, either he will say no problems, which is fine, or he will say no, I don't have problem, but I have this issue. Something he will open up. So, what criteria you choose for selecting investment products? Is there any part? So this was given to me by one of the advisors only. He usually asks this question: any part of your portfolio that requires guidance? He might say no, 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 everything is good. I might either he'll say yes, or he might say no, or he might say everything is good, but help me out. So we don't have to ask, yeah, do you want to hear about a scheme that will do very well in the next 1 year, because we don't have control over it. But the way we can put it forward is through good questions. Any part of your portfolio that requires guidance, any concerns that you have, if you if what does a lot of financial independence means to you, tell me in number, what is your fire number? So he'll ask, what is fire? Then you say it is financially independent, retire rich, which means at what age you want to retire and what should be that money. How are you planning to achieve that? And that makes people, get into the thinking mode. It becomes very collaborative. I hope I'm making sense. Please let me know using the chat box.
Of
Yes,
course,
no?
Amrita, of course.
Great. Okay. So again, just to share the broad selling framework is a good smile in your face. So you can tell yourself, just like we say cheese, right? Smile in your face. It's not just to pose in front of camera or in front of our mobile phone camera, but genuine smile, genuine compliments. It's the heart that is important. That is what Simon Sinek was saying. People take decisions emotionally. They use logic to rationalize the decision that has been taken emotionally. 90% of people are like that. So try to not manipulatively appeal to emotions, but a genuine effort. This definitely helps. Now, all that is fine, but uh, why is it so? Kapil and I were discussing that Kapil made a wonderful, you used Sora and made a beautiful picture. And after that, it went viral, and everybody started, a big AMCs also started using that tool and making this, using the tool called Sora in Chat GPT and making that picture. So that is an insight. You're telling people that, hey, by the way, there is an AI tool that will help you make innovative images. So any insight is very, very important. So sales is not about just asking questions and then hearing them out and giving solutions. India is no longer, the Satyajit Ray's portrayal in his movie that there is a hut and dripping hut and a person emaciated sitting. India is also becoming richer. India is becoming richer. India is growing. So, with that in mind, we also have to give perspectives. So sometimes we need to preempt needs, research beforehand. Okay, this is an investor. He works with say a consulting firm, roughly his salary, you could use chat gpt and find out, okay, what is the typical salary of a consultant who has 10 years of experience working with mckinsey in india. So you will get an idea. Then ask chat gpt, okay, what can be their job life insecurities that they can face, what can be the financial challenges they can face. So I was reading one article about a young it professional in bangalore, and his salary is 1.8 crores, and he was cribbing that, oh, bangalore is such an expensive place. And and he also had mentioned that every week he travels to dubai or goa, and 70,000 is a swiggy expense, which is fair enough. A lot of us use swiggy and zomato. And then this is what I do, this is my lifestyle expense. And a lot of these gen z youngsters, brilliant minds working in the field of ai and consulting and all of that, they're getting 1 crore, 1.2 crore, 2 crore salary. They don't know how to effectively spend. And that is a place where if you research, if you give them a guidance, they will be your investors. They will listen up to you. So researching is very important to understand their issues. Trends, their surrounding. And then you can basically make a statement that many consultants in this industry are usually looking at investing into mutual funds for creating an emergency, emergency corpus. How about your thoughts? Many doctors in my area are looking at this insurance policy for securing their future. What are your thoughts? Many, professionals in this industry are currently considering balanced advantage fund. How about you? So sometimes we have to, give such references that many people in your industry are looking at this. What about you? But that should be a valid statement. It should not be, something that we are faffing. So bit of chat gpt using to find out the person's background, what challenges he's facing in his professional life, what kind of challenges can come in his personal life, etc., in terms of expense management, etc., that makes you better prepared. And then what challenger sales says is that the TTT model, it's all good to ask great questions, which is good to give insights, but you have to be thought leaders. So challenger sales says that it's high time we do insightful selling. Challenger sales is nothing but teach, tailor, and take control. Teach, tailor, and take control. It is insightful selling. So challenger mutual fund advisors, they're not order takers. They are shaping mindsets. Financial advisors have to move from being product sellers to perspective givers. Your own Facebook, your own LinkedIn, research something, use some AI tools to fine tune their language and keep on posting it, because I'm sure there'll be, out of your 200 clients, at least 20 clients will be following you. They're looking for perspectives, they're looking for guidance. And what is this TTT? The first T is teach. You have to be the voice of insight, right? So being hungry for data. So it could be a live mint subscription that you have taken. It could be from advisor code, you are doing your calculation of rolling returns of this scheme versus that scheme. There is no other option. We have to read. We have to enhance our knowledge. We should follow Kapil, and Kapil takes all the efforts to organize these Saturday teachings, etc. Because we have to keep our ears and eyes open. So there you can actually, say a client who's saying FD is better. You can always give a lot of examples that if inflation is 6%, your FD yields 5.5. You're growing your wealth. Are you growing your wealth or just losing quietly? So all these data charts, etc., insights, teaching with impact, because you're giving perspective. So this is teaching is educating, which is very important. You might think teaching is the job of Amrita. No, it is the first and foremost responsibility of any mutual fund distributor. For that, use analogies, right? So you can always say, so planning for retirement isn't about picking the best fund. If somebody says, oh, what funds you are suggesting are not, I read value research, your funds recommendations are not there. You can always say, use analogies. Analogies matlab explaining complex ideas in simple fashion, using examples. Ki sir, planning for retirement isn't about picking the best fund. It's about creating a wicket that lasts 90 overs over 20. So analogies of cricket, again use chat GPT for that. Ask chat GPT, give me 5 relatable analogies in simple language. And chat GPT will throw you wonderful analogies. Similarly, once you have taught, then tailor, the conversation, which is what I have said, using relatable analogies. Then take control. What is take control? Now, the best thing is that either Indian mutual fund investor is concerned about regular plan versus direct plan, or he is concerned about volatility of equity. Volatility of equity, we have enough sessions. But if you are feeling that a client, an IT client, a software engineer client will say, no, I will go directly to Zerodha and grow and invest directly, tell them, Ki sir, and we basically dodge such discussions. But you have, if you are a challenger kind of an advisor, you will take the bulls by its horns. You will not avoid such tough conversations. So you can probably say, create scripts. That is what I'm saying. Read widely, create scripts, use analogies. If you want, I'll put that prompt on on your chat box also. These are your weapons of, convincing your investor, persuading your investor. So you can say, ki many investors tell me, why should I pay 1% fee when my fixed deposit is free? So let me ask you this. If you have a driver who took you safely to your destination in half the time, wouldn't you mind paying him rupee one for every 100 rupees you earn? Or that 1% isn't a cost. It's the toll you pay to for a better road, just like you pay a toll for a better road, so that you can have a smooth journey. So this is basically what you are paying, is basically a wonderful pathway to have good financial independence. So try to use, it's not, it's like a driver who's driving you safely. It's like just like you pay a toll for a road. So give examples, be quick witted, prepare a bit for your calls. So I think that is the only thing. Be hungry for knowledge, read widely, analogies, examples, teach, right? Then, tailor matlab, again use analogies like in simple language and facts. And then sometimes we have to have the tough conversations, but you have to believe in those tough conversations, whatever you have the logic behind it. So am I making sense? I'll quickly take a pause. Please let me know before I proceed further. Is it all making sense? Yes, no, please let me know. So Kumar says yes. Sanjay says yes. Umesh says yes. Okay. Uh, Finally, what is this fabbing technique? These are all high sounding words, but very, very simple. See, when we fab, F is feature, A is advantage. Say, for example, we have a Sundaram mid-cap fund. 12,500 crores is the AUM. If I say, you know what, I have a 22-year-old fund which has a 23-year-old fund which has 12,000 crores of AUM. Well, there are hundreds of other funds who may, why 12,000? They might have 1 lakh crore of AUM or 50,000 crore of AUM. So this is a feature. What is an advantage? If I say, okay, in 23 years, it has given 25% return, money has doubled every 3 years, 10,000 rupees SIP per month, if you would have done for 23 years, you would be sitting at 4 crores, which is the reality, 10,000 rupees per month for 23 years in Sundaram Midcap Fund. And recently it has won some award also from Singapore. It has made wealth creation of 4 crores. Fantastic. You might think wonderful. But there could be some other fund who would have given Y24, it would have given 30% return also. Some impact, but not a firm decision. Which means that, what is it? You have to always look at how this product will benefit the investor. So one way is two ways. One way is preempting. The other is asking questions. So one way to do it is basically saying that, sir, investors currently are looking for, mid cap have fallen, the valuations are still have become slightly, attractive. And data suggests that if people are coming for a 15-year time frame via SIPs and mid caps funds are the most rewarding funds to create wealth. And many investors currently are looking at investing into mid-cap funds via SIPs. They want high growth stocks, which are reasonably valued or fairly valued. Is that what you need? So this is called preempting needs or hypothesizing needs. Hypothesizing needs, matlab you're giving some reference. कि sir, with all the market corrections, mid cap fund का valuation गिरा है. Data suggest कर रहा है कि 15 years के लिए अगर आप SIP mid cap में करते हैं, आपका probability of creating more wealth is higher. Is that what you need? So what you do, you state, this is what has happened. Is that what you need? So this is one way to put, rather than saying this is what you need, is that what you need? Or the other is ask questions. Can you describe your experience with investments? How has been your experience of investments with large and mid cap and small cap funds? So ask them. Sometimes we feel कि अरे ask करेंगे तो we will not be able to convince. Does not matter. So no is when we say no. Sometimes, because when an investor says no, he's buying some time. But a no does not mean it will be no forever. So we should always be a little more adventurous. Just ask them, can you describe your experience, large mid? What do you think? Then again, mix it. Many people at this juncture are looking at SIP in mid cap funds if they have 15 years time frame. Is that what you need? How about your thoughts? So put it like that. So this is the way you convert anything into a benefit. And benefit is also basically telling them why the client should share. You should always share the benefit. Say, for example, multi-asset allocation fund. Feature is equity, debt, gold. Advantage is कि asset allocation is dynamic, fund manager adjusts it on market condition. वो उसका advantage है. What is the benefit? The benefit is that it will help you protect in volatile times and give you growth, etc. Just like having a cricket team with batters, bowlers, all-rounders for every pitch. So try to make the statement beneficial. But to benefit are 3-4 things. First is that so many people are investing like this. How about you? Or what has been your experience? Let them express. Then how about this fund which will help you? The other way is that don't just focus ki this fund has given 20% return, 20. Just tell them ki the beauty of a mid cap fund is that it creates amazing wealth over a period of time. While it might come with some hiccups in the short run, but an SIP data suggests creates amazing, much better wealth than any other asset class. So try to show it in a beneficial manner. And the powerful word in sales is the three magical words before we end the session is which means that. If you want to convert any feature into benefit, I would say please use the three words, which means that. So, for example, I recommend you investing into Sundaram Multi Asset Allocation Fund as it allocates between equity, gold, and debt, which means that you have a reasonable investing experience. So, which means that is a very, very powerful word. It helps you convert any feature, any advantage into benefit. So, converting feature advantage into benefit is just to repeat is first is you can say ki many people are investing at this junction and this. How about you? Is that what you need? Or ask them, what has been your experience? Have you heard about them? So let people express themselves and then say that I would suggest you this, which means that they will do this. So which means that is a very, very powerful word in sales that converts features and advantages into benefits. So some of the key advantages, Pareto principle works. Be a smart person. Your value proposition statement has to be there on your website and your social media pages. Value proposition statement starts with active words. I empower clients. I develop plans. I create this. So you are basically not talking about mutual fund, SIP, insurance, etc. These are your whats. Or you are doing risk profiling, rebalancing, etc. These are your how. Your vision should be there. Vision, your purpose, your why. It starts with words like develop, empower, create, etc. Then sales, whatever, no matter how intelligent you are, being little courteous and polite helps. So liking principle, regularly meeting your investors, having small attention to detail about their birthdays, anniversaries, etc. Capturing all that on the in your CRM software. Listening, 3 seconds pause, do not interrupt, just hear a person out. That itself, converts into sales. Even asking them questions, what concerns do you have, how has been your experience in this fund, what is that fire number, how are you planning to achieve it. All these questions are actually helping you get sales. Which means that is a very powerful word. When you use which means that, you're converting a very boring feature into a compelling benefit. So these are the ways to get. Always remember, teaching is not with a trainer. Teach, then try to give examples that will help them understand or meet their needs, that is tailor. And then take control. Sometimes we have to be take control means be prepared for tough conversations. For being prepared for tough conversations and teachings, wide amount of reading is required. Follow good figures in your industry. They'll give you ideas, and use analogies. For that, chat gpt will help you. I'll write the prompt also on the chat box. So I come to the end. Any questions that you have, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to take them. So back to you, Kapil.